Ignition. 7, 2, 9, 4, 5, 3, 1.
Fly Oceanic Airways where the skies are always clear. We'll take you to the tropics with a smile and lots of cheer. From Sydney to L.A., we're the smoothest ride in town. But if you hear a loud bang, don't you fret, we'll stick the landing down. So pack your bags, adventurers, and leave your fears behind. Oceanic's got the magic touch, the best you'll ever find. We'll whisk you off to paradise where the palm trees gently sway. Just sit back, relax, and let us brighten up your day. Oh, fly Oceanic Airways where the fun never ends. We'll take you to the island where you'll make lifelong friends. The waves are warm, the sun is bright, the jungle's full of cheer. So book your flight today and let adventure draw you near. Now some folks say our flights are wild, but we say that's the thrill. A little bump here and there just adds to the skill. Our pilots are the finest and our crew's the best around. So if you feel a sudden jolt, just smile, you're island bound. You'll meet some fascinating folks like a rock star and a doc, a lottery winner, a fugitive, and a man who loves to talk. The natives, oh, they're friendly, just don't mind their spears. And the polar bears, they're cuddly, ignore those rival and jeer of fears. Oh, fly Oceanic Airways where the fun never ends. We'll take you to the island where you'll make lifelong friends. The waves are warm, the sun is bright, the jungle's full of cheer. So book your flight today and let adventure draw you near. Now some folks say the island's strange, but we say it's divine. With smoke monsters and hatches and the Dharma design, you'll solve some little mysteries and maybe find a pearl. And if you hear some whispers, well, that's just the island's twirl. So don't you worry, travelers, we've got it all in hand. From the Swan to the Arrow, it's a truly wonderland. Just grab your boarding pass and let the good times roll. Oceanic Airways, where we've got heart and soul. Now if you see some smoke that moves, don't you be afraid. It's just the island's way of saying welcome to the parade. And if you find a hatch that's buried deep beneath the sand, just give it a knock, it's all part of the plan. The numbers, oh, they're harmless, just a little Dharma fun. And if you hear a loud boom, well, the adventure's just begun. Oh, fly Oceanic Airways where the fun never ends. We'll take you to the island where you'll make lifelong friends. The waves are warm, the sun is bright, the jungle's full of cheer. So book your flight today and let adventure draw you near. You're listening to Oceanic 815 FM, the voice of the skies. Fly Oceanic Airways where every flight is an adventure. And remember, those Ajir are rumors, pure fiction. Fiction. So book your flight today and let adventure draw you near. You're listening to Oceanic 815 FM, the voice of the skies. Fly Oceanic Airways where every flight is an adventure. And remember, those Ajira rumors, pure fiction. Pure fiction.
Good evening, Islanders, or whatever, or whenever time you're hearing this. I never really understood time travel. And welcome to Oceanic 815 FM, the only radio station broadcasting from the most mysterious place on Earth. I'm your host, Reyes, or Hurley. You can just call me Hurley. And sitting next to me is the man, the myth, the dude, the legend, Benjamin Linus.
Thank you, Hugo. And by legend, he means the guy who used to run this place before he wisely understood that true leadership is to understand when someone with a much bigger heart than the island itself would graciously allow one to continue being a better service to the greater good.
Ah, dude, stop. It's just the job. Anyway, folks, if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to Fly Oceanic Airways, our swinging tribute to the golden age of air travel. You know, we've been lucky to have some incredible people come to the island to help bring these songs to life, and being able to move the island, like, through time, gave us the opportunity to do this in the World War II times.
Well, the 1940s to be exact, but yes, we've borrowed a few voices here and there to create our own unique interpretations of these tunes. It's amazing what you can do with a little island magic.
And even though I'm like the new Jacob, I still don't get how the magic works. But seriously, we couldn't have done it without the help of some incredibly talented folks. And hey, if you're out there listening and like what you're hearing, drop us a line or consider subscribing to our station. Just don't ask us how we're broadcasting this. It's kind of a long story.
A very long story. But let's not get bogged down in the details. We've got more music to share with you tonight.
So, Ben, remember when we first got here and found all that Dharma stuff? Like the bunkers, pallets of food, and the weird button where the world explodes if we don't, like, push it every 108 minutes?
Oh, how could I possibly forget? I was the one kidnapping your friends.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Though I must admit, my ability to refrain from slight dishonesty has improved since then.
Yeah, no kidding. I can kind of trust what you say these days. Kind of weird, but like, cool weird, you know? But you gotta admit, you know what else is kind of cool? Like, the Dharma's whole join us and change the world vibe.
Cool, perhaps. Misguided, absolutely. But it did make for some fascinating recruitment strategies.
Totally. And that's what our next song is all about. It's called Dharma Days, and it's a hype tune about joining the Dharma Initiative. Think of it as their pitch for recruits, but with a swinging beat and the touch of island flair.
Yes, it's slightly dystopian commune-style anthem that captures the true spirit of Dharma, for better or for worse. So if you've ever wondered what it would be like to sign up for a life of polar bear training and time-traveling bunnies, this one's for you.
And if you're already a Dharma recruit listening to this, sorry about the whole island exploding incident thing. But hey, at least you've got a killer soundtrack now.
Up next, Dharma Days, your official invitation to the initiative. Namaste and good luck.
Welcome to the island where the sun shines every day. We've got a groove for everyone, so come and join the play. The Dharma Initiative's the place to be, where science meets serenity. Come on and see. We've got the swan and the pearl, the arrow and the flame. Each station's got a purpose, but they're all part of the game. The orchid bends the rules of time, the hydra tames the sea. And if you hear a loud alarm, just smile and let it be. Oh, Dharma days where the numbers never lie. We've got a sonic fence to keep the others outside. The food is always plentiful, the beer is always cold. Just push the button every day and let the story unfold. The village is your home now, where the bungalows are bright. We got a ping pong table and we party every night. But don't forget your duties, there's a schedule on the wall. Just push the button every day and let the story unfold. The pantry's always stocked and the mango's always ripe. But don't you dare go wandering, the jungle's full of hype. There's whispers in the trees and a smoke that likes to play. But don't you worry, new recruit, you're safe with Dharma today. Oh, Dharma days, where the numbers never lie. We've got a sonic fence to keep the others outside. The food is always plentiful, the beer is always cold. Just push the button every day and let the story unfold. Now listen close, my friend, this is the Dharma way. The numbers are your lifeline, don't let them slip away. The island's got its secrets, and we're here to unlock the door. But if you hear a loud whoosh, you've been here before. The wheel is always spinning and the past is in the air. But don't you ask too many questions, just pretend you're not there. The Dharma's got your future and your past is in the haze. So grab a jumpsuit, new recruit, and join the Dharma days. Oh, Dharma days, where the numbers never lie. We've got a sonic fence to keep the others outside. The food is always plentiful, the beer is always cold. Just push the button every day and let the story unfold.
8, 16, 16, 23, 40. 4, 8, 16, 16, 23, 40. The food is always plentiful, the beer is always cold. Just push the button every day and let the story unfold. And let the story unfold. 23, 40. 4, 8, 66 and 23, 40. 4, 8, 66 and 23, 40. System failure, system failure, system failure, system failure.
Man, I gotta say, that song really makes me kind of miss my kitchen job back in the Dharma days. I mean, sure, the whole being 28 years old when I wasn't even born for another year was kind of weird, but at least the food was good. I might even open up my own place on the mainland someday. I don't know. What do you think, Ben?
I think you would make an excellent restaurateur, Hugo, though I'd recommend avoiding any menu items with boar meat. Just a thought.
Good call. But seriously, being back in the 70s was wild, right? Like, we were in the Dharma Initiative, and some of our friends were even recruits. Tate was in the motor pool. Jack was a janitor. Saeed? Yeah. But Sawyer, dude, he was like a whole different person back then.
Ah, yes. James Ford, head of security. Quite the transformation from the man who used to hoard sunscreen and charge exorbitant prices for it.
Right? Like, he went from stay out of my stash to, hey, let's all work together and not die. It was kind of cool to see him step up like that, even if he did call everyone by weird nicknames.
Speaking of nicknames, I believe he once referred to me as Bug Eyes. Charming, really.
Oh, dude, he called me Pork Chop when we first met. Not my favorite, but hey, at least it wasn't Jabba, or Lardo, or International House of Pancakes. Anyway, all this Sawyer talk is making me think of our next song. It's called The Sawyer Sting, and it's all about his legendary nicknames.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather round. There's a man on this island who's always got a sound. He's the king of nicknames, the master of quips. So let's take a swing through Sawyer's lips. Pork chop, chewy, slim and boss. Jumbotron, Doc and Freckles across. Lardo, Pillsbury, Haas and Barbie, Captain Crankles, Ollie and Bono, oh baby. Skeletor Red and Mr. Clean. Twitchy Tattoo and the in-between. Sister Christian and the newlywed. Bigfoot, Gimpy and the undead. Oh, he's the nickname king with a snarky sting. Every word out of his mouth's a zinger on the wing. Son of a bitch, he'll shout with a grin and a wink. But you'll be laughing so hard you won't have time to think. Chico, Cupcake, and the Walking Dead. Sawyer's got a name for every head. Ponytail Blondie and the Professor. Sweet Cheeks Princess and the Confessor. Jailbait Kid and the She-Devil. Sawyer's got a quip to make your head spin like a revel. Pipsqueak Jr. and the Old Man. He's got a nickname for every woman and man. Oh, he's the nickname king with a snarky sting. Every word out of his mouth's a zinger on the wing. Son of a bitch, he'll shout with a grin and a wink. But you'll be laughing so hard you won't have time to think. Pork Pie Shortcake and the Lone Ranger. Sweetheart Hotshot and the Island Stranger. Pumpkin Ace and the Big Kahuna. Goldilocks Slim Jim and the Island Luna. Darling Champ and the Wild Card. Sawyer's got a name that hits you hard. Sunshine Chief and the Rookie. He's the nickname king and he's never fluky. Oh, he's the nickname king with a snarky sting. Every word out of his mouth's a zinger on the wing. Son of a bitch, he'll shout with a grin and a wink. But you'll be laughing so hard you won't have time to think. Well, ain't this a fine mess? Ain't this a fine mess? Son of a bitch.
Man, I still go back to the old beach camp sometimes, you know, just to check out Sawyer's stash. But there's not much left except for a bunch of old Playboy magazines. Classic Sawyer.
Yes, quite the literary collection of shockingly large amounts of pornography, though I wonder if there is any more booze he might have tucked away in that little hobble of his.
Nah, dude, I already checked. But man, being back there always makes me think about the old days, like living on the beach with everyone, building campfires, trying not to get eaten by the smoke monster. Good times. That wasn't even our original spot. We had to move down the beach due to the eroding sands, and I'm pretty sure the plane is gone, or at least most of it is by now.
I remember watching the plane break up from the Dharma compound as if it were yesterday. It was quite the sight. I had no idea it would bring so many disruptive people to the island.
We were all just a little bit scared. We had no idea what was going to happen to us, and one of those people was Jack, wandering out of the bamboo like, hey, what's going on? Meanwhile, the rest of us were just dazed and trying not to freak out. Which, by the way, is kind of what our next song is about.
Not the world's worst beach party, but the world's best beach party, a jazzy retelling of the crash and the chaos that followed. It's a fun little parody of the first day, complete with a beachy, jazzy performance and a lot of confusion.
Up next, world's best beach party, because nothing says surviving a plane crash like a killer beat. Stay tuned, Islanders.
Jack wakes up in the bamboo with a gasp and a start. He hears the sound of music music and it's playing with his heart. He runs through the jungle where the leaves are all a swirl and stumbles on a party that's the best in the whole world. The plane's in pieces, but the vibe is still intact. The survivors are all swinging and they got the perfect act. Hurley's on the bass and Michael's on the keys. Walt's got a tambourine and they're grooving with such ease. It's the world's best beach party and the music's in the air. The wreckage is a stage and the survivors don't care. Jin's on the trumpet and Sun's on the flute. Claire's singing harmonies and Shannon's playing lute. It's the world's best beach party and the rhythm's running free. Jack's just arrived and he's thinking, what is this I see? Boone's on the saxophone and Locke's got the drum set strumming a guitar and the party's just begun. Charlie's on the mic singing you all everybody and the crowd's all clapping cause the vibe's so heavenly. Jack stands there in shock as the music fills his ears. He's thinking this is madness, but he's fighting back the tears. The island's got a rhythm and it's pulling him along, so he grabs a pair of maracas and he joins the swinging song. It's the world's best beach party and the music's in the air. The wreckage is a stage and the survivors don't care. Jin's on the trumpet and Sun's on the flute. Claire's singing harmonies and Shannon's playing lute. It's the world's best beach party and the rhythm's running free. Jack's just arrived and he's thinking, what is this I see? Boone's on the saxophone and Locke's got the drum set strumming a guitar and the party's just begun. Charlie's on the mic singing you all everybody and the crowd's all clapping cause the vibe's so heavenly. Jack stands there in shock as the music fills his ears. He's thinking this is madness, but he's fighting back the tears. The island's got a rhythm and it's pulling him along, so he grabs a pair of maracas and he joins the swinging song. Ba-doo-bop, ba-doo-bop, the island's got the beat. Ba-doo-bop, ba-doo-bop, it's swinging in the heat. The smoke is in the background, but the music's all we hear. Ba-doo-bop, ba-doo-bop, the party's crystal clear. It's the world's best beach party and the music's in the air. The wreckage is a stage and the survivors don't care. Jin's on the trumpet and Sun's on the flute. Claire's singing harmonies and Shannon's playing lute. The world's best beach party and the rhythm's running free. Jack's just arrived and he's thinking, what is this I see? It's the world's best beach party and the music's in the air. The wreckage is a stage and the survivors don't care. You all everybody, you all everybody, you all everybody, acting like you're stupid people wearing expensive clothes. You all everybody. You all, everybody.
Thank you so much for sticking with us, ladies and gentlemen. We've got so much in store for you tonight, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah, and hey, rumor has it that we might even have a special guest coming to the island later. No spoilers, but let's just say they've got a lot of stories to tell.
Indeed. But before we get to that, let's take a moment to reflect on one of the most miraculous things about Oceanic 815. Out of 48 survivors, one man's story stood out above the rest. I'm talking, of course, about John Locke.
Oh, dude, yeah. The guy went from being in a wheelchair for like 3 years to suddenly walking again. That's a miracle.
I'll admit, there was a time when I was envious of the island's favor towards him. But looking back, it's clear he was always special. The island chose him just as it chose all of us.
Yeah, and even though he's not here anymore, we thought we'd give him a little tribute. Our next song is called I Can Walk. It's all about that moment when John realized he could walk again. The dude was probably the happiest guy on the island that day.
We hope that this song will honor his memory. Up next, I Can Walk, a celebration of John Locke's second chance.
I can walk. I can walk. I can walk. I can actually, factually walk. Isn't this great that I can stand up straight? Isn't it grand that I can really stand? I don't crawl, I don't scoot. My chair doesn't squeak or squawk. If I wanna go somewhere, I just get up and walk. I can walk. I can walk. I can walk, walk, walk. I can walk. I'm pop with perspicacity. I'm loaded with mobility. My explorable veracity is tops. But zealotlessly each pit of me is the ambulant epitome. My plethora of pitter-patter never stops. Isn't it great that I can stand up straight? Isn't it grand that you can really stand? I don't crawl, I don't scoot. Wheels don't even squeak or squawk. When I want to go somewhere, I just get up and walk. I can walk. I can walk, walk, walk. I can walk. It's wondrous and mystical. I'm hardly egotistical because of this fine miracle aplomb. But thinking quite pragmatically, my faith is now emphatically, dramatically improved since I was lame. Isn't it great that I can stand up straight? Isn't it grand that I can really stand? I can run, I can sprint, I can even use my cock. When I want to go somewhere, I just get up and walk. I can walk. I can walk, walk, walk. I can walk.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
I can walk.
Don't tell him what he can't do. The dude was all about proving people wrong, huh?
Yes, a mantra that served him well until it didn't. But let's not dwell on that. John's legacy lives on, and so does his spirit of defiance.
I'm pretty sure you had some credit in that reason why he's not alive. But speaking of people who didn't get enough credit, what about all those other folks on the beach? You know, the ones who weren't in the inner circle, but were out there. So, you know, still doing their thing.
You mean all those unsung heroes, or in some cases, the unsung casualties. People like Dr. Arzt, for example, a man of science, albeit a rather explosive one.
Oh, I still can't get the whole Dr. Arzt exploding all over me. And what about Frogert? Poor guy just wanted to have some fire after the camp disappeared in time. And then, poof, he got on fire by a flaming arrow. Harsh.
And let's not forget Aldo, Miss Clue, and Danny. They may have been on the other side of this game, but they played their parts in both mine and the island's grand design.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to give myself some credit. I was the only one who could tell Scott and Steve apart. That's got to count for something, right?
A truly remarkable feat, Hugo. But all of this talk of background characters brings us to our next song. It's called Poor Lost Red Socks. And it's a tribute to all those folks who didn't get the spotlight, but were just as important in their own ways.
Absolutely. Think of it like the red shirts in Star Trek, but with more island flair. So here's to the Arts, the Frogerts, and everyone in between. Up next, Poor Lost Red Sox, because even the normal dudes deserve a song.
Upon the wheel of life where the main cast takes the stage. But let's not forget the Red Sox who fill the background page. They're the ones who make it lively with their quirks and their flair. But fate's a little cruel, so let's give them some care. There's Neil A.K. Broggart, who just wanted a flame. But a flaming arrow found him, and he's out of the game. And Scott, or was it Steve? No one really knows. One's dead, the other's alive, but the confusion still grows. Oh, Red Sox, you're the island spice. You make the story richer, though you pay the price. From dynamite to arrows, your fates are bittersweet. But we'll sing your song forever, 'cause you make loss complete. There's Aldo in the jungle, who Kate knocked out cold. But when she saw him later, his name just didn't hold. Who are you again, she asked, and his heart took a dive. I'm Aldo, he cried, and I'm still alive. And don't forget Dr. Arzt, whose real name's Leslie. He blew up with a stick of dynamite. Oof, what a legacy! He warned them all to be careful, but they didn't listen well. Now he's a cautionary tale, and his story will tell. Oh, Red Sox, you're the island spice. You make the story richer, though you pay the price. From dynamite to arrows, your fates are bittersweet. But we'll sing your song forever, 'cause you make lost complete. And when the Red Sox became washed up, the island had its way. A cruel twist of fate in which there was no parlay. 1,000 flaming arrows blot out the moon. Impaled, stuck and pinned, they all went the way of the boom. Oh, Red Sox, you're the island spice. You make the story richer, though you pay the price. From dynamite to arrows, your fates are bittersweet. But we'll sing your song forever, 'cause you make loss complete. And that's why the Red Sox, so yes, that is why the Red Sox, 'cause that is why the Red Sox will never win the damn series. Who the hell are Nicky and Paolo?
Aw, come on, it can't end like that. At least one more finale.
A grand finale for our dearest Red Sox. Take it away!
And that's why the Red Sox, oh yes, that is why the Red Sox, 'cause that is why the Red Sox will never win the damn series. Who the hell are Nicky and Paolo?
The island sure has a way of thinning the herd, as it were. But let's shift gears to something a little lighter, or at least more complicated.
Oh, yeah, like you mean Kate's whole 2 guys, 1 heart situation? Yeah, that was a mess. Jack and Sawyer were like, pick me. And Kate was like, can I pick both?
A classic love triangle, really. Though I must admit I found the whole thing rather entertaining. Using Kate as a pawn to get Jack to remove the tumor in my back, while also having Sawyer inevitably break Jack even further by confusing Kate's feelings even more, was most exemplary survival strategy on my part. But Here I am trying to turn over a new leaf, as they say.
Keep at it, dude. I believe in my number 2. Anyway, our next song is all about that drama. It's called Two Men, One Heart. And it's a slower, sultry number that really captures the tension, you know?
Perfect for a late-night island listen. Up next, Two Men, One Heart. Because sometimes one heart just isn't enough.
There's a man with a smirk and a glint in his eye. He's trouble and charm, and he'll never say why. He calls me Freckles, and he's rough around the edge. But when he looks at me, I feel like I'm on a ledge. Then there's the doctor with his steady, strong hands. He's a leader, a healer, and he always has a plan. But his heart's full of shadows, and his past weighs him down. And sometimes I wonder if I'm just another round. Two men, one heart, and I'm torn in two. One's a rebel, the other's true. Sawyer's wild, but Jack's my rock. How do I choose when my heart's in shock? Two men, one heart, and I'm lost at sea. Which one's the right one for me? Sawyer's got away with words and a devilish grin. He's the kind of man who pulls you in. But he's selfish and reckless, and he'll break my heart. Yet every time he's near, I don't know where to start. Jack's the safe bet with his noble, kind soul. But his need to fix everything takes its toll. He's always saving others, but who's saving him? And sometimes I wonder if love's just a whim. Two men, one heart, and I'm torn in two. One's a rebel, the other's true. Sawyer's wild, but Jack's my rock. How do I choose when my heart's in shock? Two men, one heart, and I'm lost at sea. Which one's the right one for me? On this island of secrets, where nothing's as it seems, I'm caught in a dream or a nightmare it feels. Sawyer lights my fire, but Jack keeps me sane. How do I choose when I'm driving them both insane? Two men, one heart, and I'm torn in two. One's a rebel, the other's true. Sawyer's wild, but Jack's my rock. How do I choose when my heart's in shock? Two men, one heart, and I'm lost at sea. Which one's the right one for me? Two men, one heart, and I'm torn in two. One's a rebel, the other's true. Sawyer's wild, but Jack's my rock. How do I choose when my heart's in shock? Two men, one heart, and I'm lost at sea. Which one's the right one for me? Secrets where nothing's as it seems. I'm caught in a dream or a nightmare it feels. Sawyer lights my fire, but Jack keeps me sane. How do I choose when I'm driving them both insane? Two men, one heart, and I'm torn in two. What's a girl to do?
Oh, what a conundrum. Thank you. Really makes you think, huh? Like, Kate's whole thing with Jack and Sawyer was so complicated. I mean, it's nice that she and Jack ended up together, but dude, it took a lot of work. Mostly because no one was ever honest about how they felt.
Being direct was not exactly their strong suit, but then again, when is it ever in matters of the heart? Not all relationships on the island were so tumultuous.
Oh, yeah, you mean like Rose and Bernard. Those two are like lava rock solid. Rose never stopped believing Bernard was alive, even when everyone else thought he was gone, and kept telling her that he was too. But like when they found each other again, it was like something out of a movie.
Well, yes, Though even their relationship had its moments, Bernard, for all his good intentions, had a tendency to overreach at times, building that massive SOS sign, for example, or trying to blow up the dynamite, always trying to prove himself.
And then, like, that's where Rose comes in, and she's always there to ground him, you know, like, honey, you're not Rambo, you're a dentist. And honestly, that's what kind of makes them work. She keeps them real. They keep each other real. And I think that's kind of what a healthy relationship's supposed to look like.
A lesson we could all learn from. And speaking of Rose and Bernard, our next song is a playful little number called You're a Dentist. It's all about Rose reminding Bernard to mind his head. He's a husband first and a hero second.
Oh, Bernard, my love, I always knew you'd make it back to me. My heart stayed true while your tail section fell across the land. I sat right here holding your wedding band. You wrote SOS with rocks on the beach. But let's be honest, dear, it was out of your reach. You're brave and you're clever, but let's not pretend you're not Rambo, my love. You're a dentist, my friend. You're not Rambo. You're a dentist. Oh, my darling, let's be consistent. You're not Rambo. You're a dentist. With a drill and a smile, you're persistent. Oh, you're not Rambo, you're a dentist. Remember that time with the dynamite stash? You picked up a rifle and made quite a splash. You helped blow it up, and I cheered from afar. But let's not forget who you really are. You're a man of precision, of molars and gums, not a soldier with guns or a hero who runs. So while I'm so proud of the things that you do, you're not Rambo, my love. You're a dentist, it's true. You're not Rambo. You're a dentist. Oh, my darling, let's be consistent. You're not Rambo. You're a dentist. With a drill and a smile, you're persistent. Oh, you're not Rambo. You're a dentist. You've got a heart of gold and a spine of steel. But let's not forget how you usually feel. You're more at home with a pick and a floss than running through jungles and getting lost. So here's to my Bernard, my brave gentleman. You're my hero just as you are, yes you can. But let's keep it real and let's keep it true. You're not Rambo, my love. You're a dentist, it's you. You're not Rambo. You're a dentist. Oh, my darling, let's be consistent. You're not Rambo. You're a dentist. With a drill and a smile, you're persistent. Oh, you're not Rambo. You're a dentist.
You know, Bernard and Jin were the only two, like, married guys on the island. And I remember them sitting in one of the pontoons, fishing together, talking about, like, good karma. And
what happened to the pontoon?
Nothing. Why?
Well, given Jin's bad karma with any floating structure, I'd say I was almost nearly anticipating a following submerged or explosive event.
Like, yeah, the guy could probably sink a pool float if he tried hard enough. rafts, freighters, submarines, you name it, Jin's probably had it blow up on him.
Which brings us to our next song. It's called Udders on a Boat, a fun tune to Jin's nautical misadventures and famous run-in with the others. Think of it as a cautionary tale with a beat.
Up next, Udders on a Boat. Because if there's one thing Jin knows, it's how to turn a boat ride into a disaster.
Jin's on a raft, the waves are high. A dynamite gift from Tom Sly, goodbye. Kaboom! Goes the raft. Jin's in the drink, but he swims to shore, still smelling like pink. He's dodging sharks, he's dodging fate. The island's got a sense of humor and it's first rate. Son's back home, rolling her eyes. Why's my husband always boat compromised? Udders, udders, udders on the boat. Jin's yelling loud, but he's missing the note. They're coming to get Walt, they're stealing his float. And every darn time it gets his goat. Next up, a freighter, a bomb on deck. Jin's thinking, why's my life such a wreck? Kaboom! Again, the ship's in flames, but Jin's unscathed, just slightly maimed. He's hauling fish, he's hauling gear, but every boat he touches disappears. Son's on the phone like, Jin, my love, maybe stick to land, you're cursed from above. Udders, udders, udders on the boat. Jin's yelling loud, but he's missing the note. They're coming to get Walt, they're stealing his float. And every darn time it gets his goat. Now Jin's on a sub, it's season 6. He's thinking this'll fix my boaty jinx. But pop goes the bomb and out goes the air. Jin's floating again with seaweed in his hair. The moral here, don't trust the sea. Unless you're Jin, then obviously he'll crash, he'll sink, he'll barely survive unless that mean old sub goes for a dive. Udders, udders, udders on the boat. Jin's yelling loud, but he's missing the note. They're coming to get Walt, they're stealing his float. And every darn time, it gets his goat. Skiddly bop, udders, shoot-be-doo, scabba, sky-be, skate, a cockatoo. Shabim, shahim, shari, sharoom. Jin's on a kayak now. Kaboom! Jin's on a sub, it's season 6. He's thinking, this'll fix my boaty jinx. But pop goes the bomb, and out goes the air. Jin's floating again, with seaweed in his hair. The moral here, don't trust the sea. Unless you're Jin, then obviously he'll crash, he'll sink, he'll barely survive. Unless that mean old sub goes for a dive. Shoo-be-doo, scabba-sky-be, skate, a cockatoo. Chikim, shahim, shari, sharoo. Unless that mean old sub goes for a dive.
Man, poor Jin. Dude just can't catch a break with boats, huh? But hey, at least he's got Sun. She taught him some pretty good English after a while.
Yes, a true partnership, much like what Jin and Michael became over time.
Dude, Jin beat the crap out of Michael over a gold watch. It was crazy. Then they built the raft together.
Speaking of both partnerships and Michael, our next song is all about Michael and his unique journey as a father. It's called Walt, Walt, Walt. It's of Michael and his crazy time adjusting to being a dad of a 10-year-old son he never knew.
Well, hello there, ladies. Don't you look divine? But I'm afraid I've run out of time. The others have my boy, my Walt, my son. And I'll do what I must, yes, everyone. You see, it's nothing personal, it's just the deal. They've got my heart and they've got my zeal. So here's the plan and it's crystal clear. I'll get my boy back no matter what's near. It's 2 for the road, 2 for the ride, 2 little birds with nowhere to hide. I'm sorry, darlings, but it's gotta be done. All for my son, my boy, my Walt, my one. Oh, it's 2 for the road, 2 for the show. 2 little steps I gotta take to go. So here's my gun, here's my load. It's 2 for the road, 2 for the road. Do-do-do, break, shoo-bop, bang, bang, shoo-be-doo. Now, Anna Lucia, you're a fighter, it's true. But I've got a mission, and it's not about you. And Libby, sweet Libby, with your kind, gentle face, I'm sorry, my dear, but you're both out of place. The others are watching, and they've made it clear. If I want my boy back, I've got nothing to fear. So I'll pull the trigger, and I'll make it quick. It's nothing personal, just a father's trick. It's 2 for the road, 2 for the ride, 2 little birds with nowhere to hide. I'm sorry, darlings, but it's gotta be done. All for my son, my boy, my Walt, my one. Oh, it's 2 for the road, 2 for the show, 2 little steps I gotta take to go. So here's my gun and here's my load. It's 2 for the road, 2 for the road. Do 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 do. My boy, my son, my everything. I'd do it all again, even this terrible thing. So here we are at the end of the line. I'm sorry, ladies, but you're out of time. It's nothing personal, it's just the cost to save my boy, no matter what's lost. So here's my gun, and here's my plea. It's not my fault, I'm just a father, don't you see? It's 2 for the road, and 1 for the show. All for my Walt, to let Henry Gale go. It's 2 for the road, 2 for the ride, 2 little birds with nowhere to hide. I'm sorry, darlings, but it's gotta be done. All for my son, my boy, my Walt, my one. Oh, it's 2 for the road, 2 for the show. 2 little steps I've got to take to go. Bang! Woo!
Ben? What was that?
Oh.
I thought we were playing Walt, 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 not whatever that was. I don't even remember writing that.
I may have made a slight error.
Dude, what?
You see, I wrote several songs about Michael, and I accidentally sent the wrong lyrics to the artist. It appears that was a mistake.
Why would you even write one like that, like, at all?
I might have had a small case of writer's block and ran through a few different drafts of what to do and sent in the wrong one. Artistic interpretation can sometimes take unexpected turns, especially upon personal experiences. My apologies, Hugo.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, sorry everyone. I need a minute. That song kind of bummed me out with the whole Libby thing. Ben, you take over for a bit, okay?
Oh, of course. Why don't we take a short intermission? And to keep things lively, here's a classic take on the famous hit wonder, You All Everybody by Drive Shaft. It's upbeat, fun, and guaranteed to lift your spirits. We will be back momentarily.
I think I'm gonna make myself a trauma tuna sandwich.
Sometimes good artistic decisions get compromised by bad emotional responses.
You all, everybody, you all, everybody acting like you stupid people, wearing expensive clothes. You all, everybody, you all, everybody, you all, everybody. Oh, you punk rock kids with your spiky hair, you're always so loud, like you haven't a care. You dye it all colors, you pierce your nose. But tell me, my dears, where the rebellion goes. You're wearing leather and chains, it's quite a sight, but you wear it with pride, and you wear it just right. You're breaking the mold, and it's quite a show, but do you ever wonder where it all goes? You all, everybody, you all, everybody acting like you stupid people, wearing expensive clothes. You all, everybody, you all, everybody, you all, everybody. Shoo-bop, everybody, shoo-be-doo. You're scribbling anarchy on every wall, and I must admit, it's kind of a ball. You're shouting revolution with all your might. But do you ever sleep, or do you fight all night? You're buying your records from some indie store, and you're always searching for something more. You're a walking enigma, a puzzle, a muse, and honestly, darling, it's kind of a ruse. Oh, you think you're so clever, so ahead of the curve, but we see the real you, and we've got the nerve to say, keep on shining, keep on being you. Even if we don't get it, we'll still cheer you through. You're a storm in the calm, a fire in the night, and we'll watch you burn. Oh, what a sight. So keep on rebelling, keep on being true. We may not understand, but we're proud of you. You all, everybody, you all, everybody acting like you stupid people, wearing expensive clothes. You all, everybody, you all, everybody. You all, everybody, you all, everybody acting like you stupid people, wearing expensive clothes. You all, everybody, you all, everybody, you all, everybody.
And we're back. Welcome back, Islanders. Can you believe we're already at the halfway point of the show? Time sure flies when you're swinging to the sounds of Oceanic 815 FM.
Indeed. And to celebrate, we've got a very special guest on the line. Say hello to none other than Desmond Hume.
Hi, lads. It's good to hear from your voices again. Hurley, you're something as cheerful as ever. And Ben, well, let's just say it's good to hear from you too.
Likewise, Desmond. Now tell us, how's life been treating you these days? Still sailing the world with Penelope and little Charlie?
Aye, it's been a grand adventure. Seeing the world with my family. Little Charlie. He's a right handful, just like his namesake.
Aw, dude, that's awesome. Naming him after Charlie, that's such a cool tribute. Charlie would have absolutely adored that. Like, he probably would not have stopped talking about that.
Aye, he would have. Indeed. Charlie was a good man. Without him, I never would have been reunited with my pin. He had such a big heart, and he always tried to do better, especially for Claire and the baby Aaron.
Well said, Desmond. Speaking of Charlie, have you ever heard his band song, You All Everybody? It's quite the anthem.
Can't say I've had the pleasure, but I'll definitely give it a listen. Sounds like it's right up my alley.
Oh, it's a banger. But speaking of Charlie, our next song is all about him. It's called Moth to the Flame, and it's about his struggles to be noticed, to do better, and to be better for the people around him.
And sometimes the brightest lights come from the darkest of places, and out of the ashes rises the phoenix.
There's a polar bear sipping scotch in the sand with a top hat and cane. He's prowling the jungle land. Mother Claire's a humming a sweet lullaby, and the falling stars are being caught in the sky. The words fading late are on my hand, and my life's a wonder I just don't understand. But the needle's my compass, it's guiding me through to a world made of magic where the skies turn purple too. Funny now you finally see me standing here. Funny now I'm crying in the rain. All alone I try to be invincible. Together now we can be saved. Oh, funny now I'm a moth to the flame, flying away. Through the jungle vines and long lost times, I'm losing the day. Funny now I can be the man you'd always hope to know. In this Alice Island wonderland I'm letting go. There's a Dharma van driving through the trees with a monkey on the wheel and a hive full of bees. The numbers are singing a sweet little tune, and the smoke monster's dancing under the moon. I'm swimming with sharks in a sea of light, and the hatch is a beacon shining so bright. But the needle's my anchor, it's keeping me near to this whimsical world where there's nothing to fear. Funny now you finally see me standing here. Funny now I'm crying in the rain. All alone I try to be invincible. Together now we can be saved. Oh, funny now I'm a moth to the flame, flying away. Through
the jungle vines and long lost times, I'm losing the day. Funny now, I'll try my best to break this chain. And if I'm not a coward, I might be free again. 'Cause I'll catch that falling star and save it for a rainy day. I'm still waiting for love to tap my shoulder in that special way. But deep down inside there's a voice in my ear saying, Charlie, my boy, the end's drawing near. Funny now you finally see me standing here. Funny now I'm crying in the rain. All alone I try to be invincible. Together now we can be saved. 'Cause I'll catch that falling star and save it for a rainy day. I'm still waiting for love to tap my shore in that special way. But deep down inside there's a voice in my ear saying, Charlie, my boy, the end's drawing near. Funny now you finally see me standing here. Funny now I'm crying in the rain. All alone I try to be invincible. Together now we can be saved. Funny now, you finally see me standing here. Funny now, I'm crying in the rain. All alone, I try to be invincible. Together now we can be saved. Oh, funny now, I'm a moth to the flame, flying away through the jungle vines and long lost times. I'm losing the day. Funny now, I can be the man you'd always hoped to know. In this Alice Island wonderland, I'm letting go.
That was brilliant, lads. Truly. Did you write that one yourselves?
Yeah, we did. Well, kinda. We wrote the lyrics and then we sent them to some artists here in the 1940s to, fill in the gaps kind of thing.
Yes, though Hurley did most of the heavy lifting on that one. I merely polished the edges.
Yeah, 1940s. Right, time travel. Well, it's a fine tribute. Charlie would have been chuffed. I'll never forget him, He was a good friend.
Yeah, he was. And hey, speaking of music, Desmond, what's a song you've been listening to a lot lately? While you're out there sailing the world?
Oh, that's easy. Make Your Own Kind of Music by the Mamas and Papas. It's a classic. Reminds me of, well, let's just say it's got a special place in my heart.
A song about forging your own path, no matter what anyone else thinks. Fitting for you, Desmond.
Dude, that's crazy. I don't know if this is something Locke would say, like destiny or fate, but we actually have our own rendition of that song. Like, we did a swing jazz cover of it. Do you want to hear it?
Absolutely, brother. Let's give it a spin.
Up next, our very own rendition of Make Your Own Kind of Music, dedicated to our very own button pusher, Desmond Hume.
Nobody can tell ya there's only one song worth swinging. They may try and sell ya, 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. 'Cause I tell you, you've gotta make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song. Make your own swinging music, even if nobody else swings along. You're gonna be nowhere, the loneliest kind of lonely. It may be rough going, just to do your things, the hardest thing to do. 'Cause I tell you, you've gotta make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song. Make your own swinging music, even if nobody else swings along. So if you cannot take my hand, and if you must be going, I will understand. Like I've been saying, you gotta make your own kind of muse. Sing your own special song. Make your own swinging music, even if nobody else swings along. So if you cannot take my hand, and if you must be going, I will understand. Like I've been saying, you gotta make your own kind of muse. Sing your own special song. Make your own kind of hot cha-cha, even if nobody else sings along. Keep on that swinging, make your own kind of music.
That song never gets old. Desmond, how many times do you think you've heard it in the hatch? Like 100? 1,000?
1,000? Try 100,000, at least. That song was on a loop, brother. It drove me half mad.
And yet you endured. 3 years of pushing that button, day in and day out. What kept you going, Desmond?
Penny. Always Penny. I knew, deep down, that one day we'd be reunited. I had faith, even when the days were blurred together and the numbers felt like they'd never end. I had held on to that.
Dude, that's so romantic. But like, how? How did you just not lose it? I mean, I would have gone full on Shining in there if that was me.
There were moments, Hurley, when I almost did. But then I'd remember her letter. The one she wrote me before I left for the race. She said, no matter what, I'll never give up on you. That's what kept me going. Even at my darkest moment when I thought I couldn't push that button one more time, I'd think of her words, and I'd do it. I'd do it for her.
A testament to the power of love, truly. And, of course, your own remarkable resilience.
Yeah, dude, you're like the ultimate love story. Her letter, the phone call on the freighter, and your reunion on Penny's boat. It's all so epic.
Aye, it is. And I wouldn't trade anything for it.
Well, Desmond, thank you for sharing that with us. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, there's always a light to guide us.
Yeah, and speaking of Penny's letter, we've got a song inspired by it. It's called My Failsafe Key, and it's all about her love for you and the words that kept you going. You're gonna love it.
I can't wait to hear it. Cheers, lads.
Up next, My Failsafe Key, a song about love, faith, and the words that saved a man's life.
Dearest Des, I've penned these words with care inside our mutual friend where our souls lay bare. When darkness wraps its chains around your heart, this book will be the map to where love starts. You left with burdens only you can bear, but know my voice will always meet you there. The weight you carry only you can release, but in these pages you'll find my peace. Please don't give up, Des, my fail-safe key. All we need is one heart to set us free. You have her, darling, through time, through night. I'll wait for you always, my love's your light. The world may fray and storms may rise, but love's a flame that never dies. These are dramatic times, you'll face the test, but hold this letter close against your chest. Through prison walls or oceans wide, my promise stays an unbroken tide. No distance, no year, no twist of fate can break the bond that makes us wait. When you're in the hatch with the numbers aglow and the world feels like it's spinning slow, reach for our book, let my words unfold. A lifeline of love more precious than gold. Through every flesh, through time's cruel bend, my promise remains. I'll find you again in the static and storms. When all seems unclear, just whisper my name and I'll draw you near. Please don't give up, Des, my fail-safe key. All we need is one heart to set us free. You have her, darling, through time, through night. I'll wait for you always, my love's your light. When shadows whisper, lay down your fight. Open this book, feel my hand, hold tight. You're not alone, though stars grow dim. Our mutual friend is love's true hymn. Please don't give up, Des, my fail-safe key. All we need is one heart to set us free. You have her, darling, through time, through night. I'll wait for you always, my love's your light. I love you, pen. The words won't fade in every heartbeat. Our vows are made always, my death through life, through end. Our fail-safe key is love, my friend.
That song gives me chills every time. Hey, Desmond, you still there?
Aye, I'm here. That was beautiful, lads. Penny's gonna love it.
We're glad you enjoyed it, Desmond. Thank you for joining us today. It's always a pleasure to hear from you.
The pleasure's all mine. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in another life, brothers.
Yeah, see
So
you, dude.
long, Desmond.
Ah, classic Desmond. Man, Desmond's the best. But, speaking of the hatch, what was up with all those blast doors anyway? Like, were they just for show, or?
Oh, they were very real. Part of the Swan Station's fail-safe protocol. In case of an emergency, the blast doors would seal shut to contain, well, let's just say it was a matter of last resort.
Yeah, but what kind of an emergency? Like, a nuclear one? Wait, are we talking about, like, Jughead?
Precisely. The hydrogen bomb that the U.S. military left on the island during the 1950s, it was buried for decades until Jack, Kate, Sawyer, Saeed, and Juliet decided to, well, repurpose it.
Dude, I still can't believe they tried to blow it up to reset everything. Like, what even was the plan there? Hey, let's set off a nuke and hope for the best.
To be fair, they were desperate. And in their defense, it did lead to some rather interesting outcomes.
Yeah, like Juliet getting sucked into a hole and hitting the bomb with a rock. Classic Oceanic logic.
Indeed, but all this talk of Jughead reminds me of a little something we have in the archives. It's called the Jughead Jive, and it's a classic wartime propaganda song meant for the Dharma recruits. Think of it as an instructional guide on what to do in case of a nuclear war with the hostiles.
Oh, dude, that sounds wild. Like, duck and cover, but make it groovy.
Exactly. Up next, Jughead Jive, because nothing says nuclear preparedness like a swinging beat. Stay tuned.
Attention, Dharma recruits. The future's in your hands. We've got a nuke named Jughead buried deep beneath the sands. It's a relic of the 50s, and it's primed to save the day. If the hostiles try to take it, we'll light up the Milky Way. So listen close, newcomers, to this jazzy little tune. We'll teach you how to handle a nuclear typhoon. From fallout to the flash, we got protocols galore. Just follow Dharma's orders, and you'll live to learn some more. Oh, it's the Jughead Jive, and it's keeping us alive. We got a nuke on the island, and we're ready to survive. Duck and cover recruits. When the hostiles come to play, we'll light up the sky in a Dharma kind of way. Oh, it's the Jughead Jive, and it's keeping us alive. We got a nuke on the island, and we're ready to survive. Duck and cover recruits. When the hostiles come to play, we'll light up the sky in a Dharma kind of way. The hostiles lurk in shadows with their arrows and their spears. They've haunted this old rock for 30-odd years. But if they breach the perimeter or touch our precious stash,
countdown timer and reduce them all to ash. So strap on your deucibitors and button up your suits. We'll teach you how to handle radioactive fruits. From the orchid to the tempest, we got stations in the fray. Just do what Horace says and you'll survive another day. Oh, it's the Jughead Jive and it's keeping us alive. We got a nuke on the island and we're ready to survive. Duck and cover recruits. When the hostiles come to play, we'll light up the sky in a Dharma kind of way. Now if you hear a whoosh and the jungle starts to spin, that's just the island skipping time. Don't let the dread begin. The past is full of pitfalls and the future's looking grim. But Jughead's here to reset it, so we'll all stay in the swim. So when you're in the 70s and the incident draws near, just grab that core of plutonium and hide it in the gear. We'll bury it in concrete and we'll lock it up tight. Oh, it's the Jughead Jive and it's keeping us alive. We got a nuke on the island and we're ready to survive. Duck and cover recruits. When the hostiles come to play, we'll light up the sky in a Dharma kind of way. Now if you hear a whoosh and the jungle starts to spin, we've got a nuke on the island and we're ready to survive. Duck and cover recruits. When the hostiles come to play, we'll light up the sky in a Dharma kind of way. When the flash comes, hit the deck. Find a bunker, check your neck. Radiation's no joke, so don't be a dope. Grab your mask, your gloves, and your anti-nuke Dharma soap. The hostiles are coming, but we've got the plan. We'll blow them to smithereens. Yes, we can.
Remember and be vigilant, stay sharp, and always keep your jumpsuit tidy. The future of the initiative depends on you.
That song really makes me want to have us build a fallout shelter. But good thing we don't need one anymore, right? Thanks to Saeed, I mean. Dude straight up saved the day with Jughead. Or ended it, depending on what side you were on.
Yes, Saeed's technical skills were impressive. Removing the plutonium core and rigging it to explode on impact, that's not something just anyone can do.
For real. Saeed's like the MacGyver of the island. Give him a paperclip and some duct tape, and he'll build you a nuke. Well, not you, obviously, but, you know, someone.
Though I must admit, my experiences with Saeed were somewhat problematic and traumatic, though he wasn't always the hunter. Sometimes he found himself also as the prey.
Wait, what? Saeed? The guy who could, take down 10 hostiles with a stick and a shoelace? How'd he end up as the prey?
Well, other than that time that he worked for me, let's just say that the best of us have our vulnerable moments. Take, for example, the time he stumbled onto one of Rousseau's traps. A rather humbling experience, I'd imagine.
Oh, dude, I remember that. He was hanging upside down like a piñata Russo really got him good. But hey, even Saeed's allowed to have an off day, right?
Exactly. And that brings us to our next song. It's called Swinging Saeed, and it's all about that moment when the hunter became the hunted. A swinging tribute to one of Saeed's more unconventional adventures.
Because I guess even the toughest guys can find themselves dangling from a tree.
Saeed's the man with the tech in his hands, fixing radios and making grand plans. He's got the brains, he's got the might. When things go wrong, he'll make it right. He's the guy with the gun, the one you can trust. When the hostiles come, he'll turn them to dust. But will he take a second flight when Russo's traps yank him up a height? Oh, Saeed swinging, he's the man of the hour. But now he's dangling, caught in her power, outsmarted by the French woman with her radio tower. The tech-savvy torturer's match is made better cower. Who can hack any code on the island's chessboard. He's the knight on the road. He's calm under fire, he's sharp as a blade. But even Saeed can get played. He's tracked through the jungle, he's followed the trail. But Russo's traps are a different tale. One wrong step and up he goes, wee, hanging high by his feet and toes. Oh, Saeed swinging, he's the man of the hour. But now he's dangling, caught in her power, outsmarted by the French woman with her radio tower. The tech-savvy torturer's match is made better cower. Swing, swing! Dangle, dangle, dang! Now the tables have turned, oh, arms and legs a lock. The torturer's tortured, battery-powered shock. Russo's got his hallux, saying over and over, where's my Alex? It's a strange kind of justice, a curious fate. The hunter's now hunted by a fella survivor mate. But don't count him out, he's still a clever fox. Saeed's gonna fix your damn music box. Oh, Saeed swinging, he's the man of the hour. But now he's dangling, caught in her power, outsmarted by the French woman with her radio tower. The tech-savvy torturer's met his match, better cower.
Man, Saeed's pretty brave. But you got to see a lot of the island, and there's actually one place that I still haven't seen yet, and that's the Pearl Station. Like, I heard about it, but I never actually saw it. What is the deal with that place anyway?
Ah, the Pearl. It's a monitoring station. It has monitors of hidden cameras with footage of the Swan Hatch to monitor the two men inside it. Though the ironic reason is the Pearl Station itself is a station being monitored while monitoring the monitor. A real Casimir tongue-twister effect. Though, I must admit, the entrance is somewhat unconventional. A small hatch, a ladder.
Yeah, dude, I get it. It's tiny. I'm fat. Everyone gets it. Moving on.
But speaking of unconventional entrances, do you remember the Beechcraft? The small plane that crashed in the jungle, the one that was from Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. The one that Boone climbed into and then... Yeah.
Boone had a knack for trying to do things right, but often in the wrong way. Climbing into that plane to retrieve the radio was ambitious, to say the least.
Ambitious? Dude, it was a disaster. But hey, at least he tried. Boone was always about helping people, even if it always didn't work out the way he imagined.
A sentiment that brings us to our next song. It's called Boone Boogie, and it's all about Boone's desire to do good, because sometimes the road to heroism is paved with bad decisions.
Boone tried to play hero, he tried to be charming, but Sawyer knocked him out when things got alarming. Hand over the inhalers, Boone shouted at him, but Sawyer knocked his lights all out real dim. He swam out to save someone, but the waves were too strong. He ended up flailing and all went wrong. The ocean don't care if you're brave or you're bold. Boone's big rescue left him cold. Teresa falls up, Teresa falls down. Boone climbs up, Boone falls down. He reached for the sky, but the sky said no. Now Boone's legs are swelling, saying, Jack, let me go. He hit all the water, he thought he was sly, but the survivors found out, and he caught the side eye. It's for emergencies, Boone tried to explain, but the other 48 don't care about your clever campaign. Then came the trip, the jungle's islands ride. With Locke's gooey paste, his fears amplified. He thought he saw Shannon get shredded, he. Boone's oddly realized he kind of felt relieved. Teresa falls up, Teresa falls down. Boone climbs up, Boone falls down. He reached for the sky, but the sky said no. Now Boone's legs are swelling, saying, Jack, let me go. Teresa falls down, Boone climbs up. Boone climbs up, Boone falls down. He reached for the sky, but the sky said no. Now Boone's legs are swelling, saying, Jack, let me go. He hit all the water, he thought he was sly, but the survivors found out, and he caught the side eye. It's for emergencies, Boone tried to explain, but the other 48 don't care about your clever campaign. Then came the trip, the jungle's islands ride. With Locke's gooey paste, his fears amplified. He thought he saw Shannon get shredded, he. Boone's oddly realized he kind of felt relieved. Pen, does anybody have a pen? Boone's voice echoed past the bodies of women and men. Oh, pens, anybody have a pen? He scribbled his thoughts, but where to begin? Let me begin. Pen, does anybody have a pen? The island's a riddle, it's driving him in. Pen, does anybody have a pen? Boone's big aspirations met a tragic end. Teresa falls up, Teresa falls down. Boone climbs up, Boone falls down. He reached for the sky, but the sky said no. Now Boone's legs are swelling, saying, Jack, let me go. Jungle's islands ride. With Locke's gooey paste, his fears amplified. He thought he saw Shannon
Boone's legs are swelling, saying, Jack, let me go. Does anybody have a pen? Boone big aspirations, met the certificate. Teresa falls up, Teresa falls down. Boone climbs up, Boone falls down. Here he rolled the sky, but the spy said no. Now Boone's leg is swelling, saying, Jack, let me go.
You know what's one adventure I actually went on that was pretty daring? Remember the Black Rock? That creepy old ship in the middle of the jungle?
Who could forget a fascinating relic like the Black Rock? Part of the island's history, and if I recall, a rather eventful journey for you. Isn't that right, Hugo?
Dude, that place was terrifying. It was like something out of a horror movie. But hey, we got the dynamite, so mission accomplished.
And to honor that daring expedition, we've got a song called Black Rock Blues. It's a gritty, swinging tribute to the ship, the dynamite, and the jungle that tried to stop you.
We're hacking through the jungle where the shadows twist and scream. The island's got its secrets, and we're chasing a wild dream. The hatch is locked and waiting, but we've got a plan to try. We'll blast it wide open, let the truth light up the sky. The black rock's in the thicket where the vines claw at the mast. A ghost ship lost for centuries with dynamite amassed. We'll dodge the smoke and whispers and the trees that block the sun. But we're not turning back now, 'cause the hatch can't be outrun. Oh, black rock buried in the green. Your dynamite's the key to crack the hatch unseen. The numbers keep on ticking and the sky might fall, but we'll follow that white rabbit, 'cause the hatch will save us all. The others might be lurking and the jungle's closing in, but we've got a crew of fighters and a fire underneath our skin. Jack's a doubting Thomas and Hurley's got the snacks, but Locke is staring sideways, 'cause there's no turning back. We'll track him through some old mean bush as the thorns rip at our clothes. We're tripping over roots and bones and Dharma's long-lost woes, but we'll grab that dynamite and we'll march back through the dread, 'cause the hatch is counting down now and we'll do what Locke said. Oh, black rock buried in the green. Your dynamite's the key to crack the hatch unseen. The numbers keep on ticking and the sky might fall, but we'll follow that white rabbit, 'cause the hatch will save us all. Now listen close, my friends, this is the island's game. The past is in the timber and the future's in the flame. The black rock hides the answers and the hatch is in our sight. But if you hear a faint ticka-ticka, you better run real fast with all your might. The wheel is always grinding and the jungle's full of ghosts. But don't you ask too many questions, 'cause the truth what frightens most. The ship's mission long forgotten, but their dynamite's still here. So grab a crate, my friends, and let's get the hell out of here. Black rock buried in the green. Your dynamite's the key to crack the hatch unseen. The numbers keep on ticking and the sky might fall, but we'll follow that white rabbit, 'cause the hatch will save us all.
Stop, the numbers are bad! Stop, the numbers are bad! Stop, the numbers are bad! Boom!
Dude, you know what this song totally reminded me of right now? Walking Back from the Black Rock. and seeing the smoke monster for the first time. Like, what even was that thing? I'm like the new Jacob, and I don't even know. I don't know a lot of things. Ben, I feel like I need to know more things.
In time, Hugo. But the smoke monster, a truly unique aspect of the island. I'm sure that first encounter was quite the terrifying experience.
Dude, it was terrifying. 1 minute, we're walking through the jungle, and the next, boom, a giant cloud of black smoke comes roaring out of nowhere. It sounded like, I don't even know how to describe it, like a mix of a jet engine, a blender, and a really angry bear. Probably a polar bear.
An apt description. And now, to capture that unique sound, we've got a song called Smoke Monster Scat. It's a wordless, jazzy tribute to the monster, using only scat vocals to mimic its eerie noises.
Tigga, 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 tigga. Grind, 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 clank. Press, grind. Square, rattle, rattle, rattle. Whoosh, boo. Oh, tigga, tigga, tigga. Crash, grind, grind, grind. Clink, clink, clink. Roos, boom, run, wine. Snap, crackle. Oh, scream, whoosh. Woo! Ticka, 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 crack, grind, grind. Clink, clank, clink. Roo, roo, war. Snap, crackle. Roo, scream, oosh. Woo, scream, bang, crash, grind, grind, grind. Chicka, 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 ka, 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 ka. Woo! Ticka, 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 crash, grind, grind.
crash, grind, grind, grind. Take a, take a, take a, crash, grind, grind, grind.
That sounded pretty interesting. But, speaking of a smoke monster, Ben, come on. Tell me, what was that thing, actually?
Well, the smoke monster, it was the embodiment of the man in black, Jacob's brother. The same entity that posed as John Locke after, well, listeners, not to break this from topic, but you've been now listening to Oceanic 815 FM for just over 108 minutes now.
Oh, wow. Dude, has it been that long already? Well, thanks, listeners. If you're still sticking around, I guess it means you like what we're doing here and saying. But, Ben, wait, so the smoke monster was the man in black, and he was Jacob's brother, who also was John Locke, but wasn't. Dude, that's messed up. How did Jacob even deal with him for, like, thousands of years?
It was a delicate balance, to say the least. Jacob had his rules, his loopholes, his candidates, but in the end it all came down to their eternal struggle. Light versus dark. Order versus chaos.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of pressure. No wonder Jacob needed a replacement. Speaking of which, our next song was all about those two brothers. It's called Light and Dark Was Made for You and Me. It's a swinging tribute to their epic feud.
L is for the life I'm sworn to guard. I is for the island where it's oh so hard. G is for the gift I gave to you. H is for the hope I thought we once knew. T is for the trap we're tangled in. Oh, light was made for me and him. Light was made for me and you. Brothers bound by skies of blue. You crave the night, I guard the light, but dark's the thread that ties us tight. Oh, light was made for me and you. D is for the despair you left for me. Is for the anger that won't let me be. R is for the rules you forced on me. K is for the karma you'll someday see. Oh, dark was made for me and you. Brothers bound by skies of blue. Dark was made for me and you. Brothers bound by skies of blue. You guard the light, I crave the night, but dark's the thread that ties us tight. Oh, light and dark were made for two. Brothers bound by skies of blue. Dark was made for me and you. Brothers bound by skies of blue. You guard the light, I crave the night, but we're the thread that ties us tight. Oh, dark was made for me and you.
Light is for the life I'm sworn to keep. Dark is for the death that stirs beneath. Light is for the lies you've told to me. Dark is for the truth, I'll set us free. Oh, light and dark were made for two. Brothers bound by skies of blue. Light and dark were made for us. Brothers bound by fate and trust. You guard the light, I'll take the night, but we're the thread that ties us tight. Oh, light and dark were made for us. Light is bound by skies of blue. Oh, dark was made for me and you. Bright is bound by skies of blue. You guard the light, I'll take the night, but we're the thread that ties us tight. Oh, light and dark were made for us. Oh, light and dark were made for us. Dark were made for us.
That was some heavy stuff in a fun, jazzy way. But you know what we need after all that drama? Something light, something fluffy, something like Vincent.
The island's most loyal resident, a true survivor, and perhaps the only one who never caused any trouble.
And let's not forget, he was the first one to greet Jack when he woke up in the bamboo forest. He was like, "Welcome to the island, buddy. Don't worry, I've got your back." Dogs are the best, man.
Indeed. And now, to honor our furry friend, we've got a song called Oh, Vincent. It's a cheerful song to the dog who kept us all grounded, literally and figuratively.
Because, sometimes all you need is a good dog to remind you what really matters.
Oh, Vince, living up having boo my head in a hay. The crash was a blur, my mind in a daze. Then out of the jungle with a wag and a grin came a golden retriever. It put my head in a spin. He barked at the waves, he sniffed at the air, and suddenly I knew I wasn't alone out there. From the beach to the caves, he was always nearby, our furry companion, an island ally. Oh, Vincent, Vincent, you're our best friend from the start to the end. You're around every bend. You're the wag in the tail, the bark in the night, the loyal companion always in sight. Oh, Vincent, Vincent, you're the star of the show. From the beach to the jungle, wherever I go, you're the heart of the island, the soul of the crew. Vincent, old buddy, I'm lucky to have you. He stole my mangoes, he chewed on my shoe, but somehow he always knew what to do. When the whispers got loud and at the polar bears roar, Vincent was there to scare off the boar. He'd nap in the shade, he'd chase the breeze. He'd wander the jungle with the greatest of ease. From Sawyer's stash to
Charlie and Claire. Vincent was there, just everywhere. Oh, Vincent, Vincent, our best friend from the start to the end. You're around every bend, you're the wag in the tail, the bark in the night, the loyal companion always in sight. Oh, Vincent, Vincent, you're the star of the show, from the beach to the jungle, wherever I go. You're the heart of the island, the soul of the crew. Vincent, old buddy, I'm lucky to have you. Now the camp's all quiet, the fire's gone cold, the stories are over, the tales are all told, but Vincent remains the last one to stay, watching over the island, come what may. I return to the bamboo and I tracked the maze, and the end is now close. Was it all just a phase? Then out of the jungle, while I'm bleeding within, came Vincent, the dog like he'd always been. Oh, Vincent, Vincent, you're my best friend, from the start to the end. You're around every bend, you're the wag in the tail, the bark in the night, the loyal companion always in sight. Oh, Vincent, Vincent, you're the star of the show, from the beach to the jungle, wherever I go. You're the heart of the island, the soul of the crew. Vincent, old buddy, I'm lucky to have you.
Vincent was like the MVP of the island. He was there for everyone, wagging his tail, sniffing around, and just being the best dog ever. I remember when he brought me a skeletal arm with keys to a blue Volkswagen Dharma van that was in the jungle. That's where I found your dad's dead body. Man, Vincent was the best. But speaking of the best, Ben, I've got a surprise for you, dude.
A surprise? Should I be concerned?
Nah, dude, I promise you, it's a good one. Trust me. So, I figured I'd make a song about you, but not just any song. This one's about your older self, the gangster Ben Linus.
Gangster? I'm not sure I follow.
Oh, come on, man. You were like the island's OG boss, running the others, making deals, pulling strings. You're basically the Tony Soprano of the jungle. Minus the cannoli.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. Though I must admit I'm quite touched and perhaps a bit relieved after the Michael song debacle earlier.
Yeah, I figured. So here it is. Our next song called Bewitching Benjamin. It's all about your scheming, your charm, and your knack for always coming out on top. Well, most of the time.
In the heart of a jungle, he played his tricky cards with a grin that shone brighter than the tropical stars. Benjamin Linus, oh, he's full of guile. His secrets run deeper than the Nile. His eyes whisper tales of a past so dense. He moves through the shadows, making perfect sense. On that island of mystery, he's the king of the land, leading with a whisper and a wavering hand. Bewitching Benjamin, master of deceit, dancing in the moonlight with steps so neat, lost in his web where truth and lies. He'll make you question every heartbeat. He speaks in riddles with a voice so smooth, you'd swear that he's always got something to prove. In his world of smoke and endless schemes, everyone's a pawn, enigmatic dreams. With a wink and a nod, he can make you believe every word, every promise he expertly weaves. A puppet master in a land so strange, Benjamin Linus forever rearranged. Bewitching make you question every heartbeat. Bewitching Benjamin, master of deceit, dancing in the moonlight with steps so neat, lost in his web where truth and lies meet. He'll make you question every heartbeat.
Well, Hugo, I must say that was quite the tribute. I'm genuinely impressed. You've captured my complexities rather well.
Thanks, dude. And, you know, you're a good guy. Especially now that you're not scheming and lying or whatever. You're like the Frank Sinatra of the jungle. But, speaking of jungle legends, let's talk about the tale of Claire. Or at least the wild version of Claire.
Well, yes, who could forget Claire Littleton? 3 years alone on the island, surviving against all odds. A truly remarkable story.
Yeah, and you know what kept her going? Her baby Aaron. Even when she thought she'd never see him again, she held on to that hope. And she also made this thing, like a baby out of twigs and a polar bear skull. I guess people coined it as her squirrel baby or something later on.
A rather creative coping mechanism, but it worked. That makeshift baby gave her something to care for, something to keep her grounded, something that Danielle Russo would have certainly benefited from.
I like how you keep slipping those in there, as if you had nothing to do with those tragedies. Kind of funny. Anyway, our next song. It's called Hush, Squirrel Baby, and it's a lullaby Claire might have sung to her little Twiggy buddy. It's sweet, it's sad, and it's kind of weird. Just like the island.
Oh, hush, squirrel baby, my sweet little dear. Mama's here, so don't you fear. Made you from sticks and an old animal skull, but you're the cutest thing, my heart is full. Your button eyes and your twiggy arms keep me safe from the island's harms. Hush now, squirrel baby, my makeshift child. You're the best thing in this jungle wild. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Never let it fade away. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Save it for a rainy day. For love may come and tap you on the shoulder. Some starless night, just in case you feel you wanna hold her. You'll have a pocket full of starlight. Hush, squirrel baby, you're my pride and joy. Better than any real life boy. You don't need milk, all you need is a crib. Just a little love and self-denial fib. When the others come, I'll ask them for you. There is absolutely nothing a mommy wouldn't do. Shush, squirrel baby, my errand little turnip head. To part from you means I'm truly dead. Catch a falling star and put it pocket, never let it fade away. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Save it for a rainy day. For love may come and tap you on the shoulder. Some starless night, just in case you feel you wanna hold her. You'll have a pocket full of star-run. Oh, some folks say you're a little bit distressed with your twiggy legs and my solace deranged. But to me you're perfect, my little Aaron. Raising you makes my life less barren. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Never let it fade away. Catch a falling star and put it in your pocket. Save it for a rainy day. For love may come and tap you shoulder. Some starless night, just in case you feel you wanna hold her, you'll have a pocket full of starlight.
Man, Claire's Bear Grill skills were impressive. She went through so much, but she never gave up. Kind of like us, Ben. You know, I never say this enough, but you're a pretty good number 2.
And you were a great number 1, Hugo. Running the island hasn't been easy, but it's been rewarding. And I couldn't have asked for a better partner in all of this.
Asking you to help me was the best business decision I ever made.
High praise coming from you. And speaking of partnerships, we've got one last song for you tonight. It's called We've Got the Island and I've Got You. It's a tribute to, well, us. To being a team and to someone who's always got your back.
Yeah, it's like our way of saying thanks to each other, to the island, and to all of you listening. You can kind of like call this our bonus track. We had 20 songs here tonight for you, but we figured we'd surprise you with one more. So here it is, our final song.
I know I'm a rich man, the chillest guy in the groove. You bought your own chicken shack, though the birds flew the coop. And if I was lucky, though we both know that ain't true, we've got the island and I've got you. We've got the island and we've got the island and we've got the island. your fun and your charm. Everybody loves Hugo, you know. Yes, I know, I know, I know. I'd hate to admit it, you're the man I'll come to. I've got my number one, and you've got two. You and me and the island, that's the life it must be. One without the others just sounds all fine to me, all fine to me. I'd sure be nothing if I wasn't with the guy with the snack. I'm just a buggy-eyed troll with a tumor in my back. And I've maybe lied once just to make sure you're not blue. You've got me, your loyal number two. Let's dance. I would be lost if you weren't my number two. I wouldn't know where the hatch is at. I'd sit alone and I'd chew. And now we're just vibing in our Dharma van colored blue. We've got the island and I've got you. We've got the island and we've got the island, and I've got you. We've got the island, and I've got you. One more time, everybody. I know we will make it, and somehow we will always pull through, 'cause we've got the island, and we've got the island, and we've got the island, and I've got you. You're my number one, and I'm your number two. Yeah.
Wow, what a show, Ben. I think we nailed it.
We sure did. And we couldn't have done it without our amazing listeners. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking with us through every song, every story, and every island memory.
Yeah, seriously, you guys are the best. And a huge shout out to all the incredible singers and bands who lent their voices to these songs. You made this whole thing possible.
And of course, we owe a special thanks to our brilliant producer, Gil Hobbs at Cinema Sims Music, for putting it all together over the airwaves. Gil, you're a legend.
For real. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to Oceanic 815 FM so you never miss a beat, or a song, or Ben's coffee rants.
Speaking of which, I need coffee. And while we're on the topic, I know I sound like a broken record, but how many times do we have to go over this, Hugo? If you have the last cup of coffee, you remove the filter and throw it away. Fear not, I will make a fresh pot.
Uh-huh. Sure, Ben. Anyway, thanks again, everyone, for listening. You're the reason we do this. Now, if you'll excuse us, we've got an island to run.
Good night, Islanders. And remember, whatever happens, happens. It's all about the journey.
See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe. Namaste. And good luck. All right, Ben, let's get that wheel turned.